This is not good. The crypto legislation bills, the Clarity and Genius Act, have been blocked in the House. However, President Trump just gave an important update this evening about what may happen tomorrow. I'll break it down for you. And Standard Chartered becomes the first international bank to offer crypto trading services. Let's get into it. Hey folks, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, let's kick it off with Bitcoin because Bitcoin moves the market and we're looking to see what Bitcoin's going to do after this pullback we're seeing. Now, this is a very healthy pullback. It's what I've been talking about. Bitcoin was in the overbought zone. The RSI on the daily chart shows us that, but the bulls are still in control because the MACD indicates that, and the MACD is on the rise. Now, Bitcoin needs to hold a support level of about 115,000. So it can't go below that. And if it does, it needs to bounce right back up, because if it loses that key support level, we could go a bit lower. I don't think it will. I think it pulls back to about 115. Then we bounce and go up, and we're going to have to be patient here. This consolidation could play out over the next week. Or maybe Bitcoin surprises us. Later this week, it starts to move again. But we are certainly in a bull market and we are anticipating higher prices. And look at this. This is very fascinating. On-chain data from Sentiment shows Bitcoin whales just bought the dip. There's a massive spike on the chart that shows the wallets with 10 or more Bitcoin. So the whales are buying. They're not dumping on us, right? This is not some massive sell-off. So I hope you understand what's happening here. They're buying because they're anticipating higher prices. And in addition, we're starting to see some altcoins are moving because there's a rotation of liquidity from Bitcoin hitting its overbought zone. Ethereum is actually showing a ton of strength. It is over $3,100 right now. So again, I've often talked about the rotation of capital, especially when Bitcoin hits those respective overbought zones. So it's business as usual here, and let this consolidation happen. And as I mentioned in yesterday's podcast, the next major target for Bitcoin is between 127 to about 132K, around there. I don't know the exact top, but we'll have to see where it hits. But that's the next major move, and let's see if it comes soon or maybe towards the end of July, right? So these are things to keep in mind. Now, it was a crazy day on Capitol Hill because we had the House fail to push forward the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the Anti-CBDC Act. Many of you know the Genius Act is the stablecoin bill, and the Clarity is the market structure. So this is disappointing. They were not able to get this done. And of course, a lot of people were pissed off, and, rightfully so, but this is government for you, right? However, we do have some hope here because President Trump literally posted this evening around 8:43 p.m. He says, "I am in the Oval Office with 11 of the 12 congressmen/women necessary to pass the Genius Act, and after a short discussion, they have all agreed to vote tomorrow morning in favor of the rule." Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was at the meeting via telephone and looks forward to taking the vote as early as possible. "I want to thank the congressmen/women for their quick and positive response. Make America great again." So we got some hope here that maybe, and he only mentioned the Genius Act now, right? And notice what he only mentioned here. He didn't mention the market structure bill and the anti-CBDC. So it looks like they could get the Genius Act through tomorrow, but the Clarity Act and the anti-CBDC bill may take a bit longer. Maybe that plays out over the next 2 weeks. But just getting the Genius Act through, folks, means it goes straight to Trump for signatures and it becomes law. And that will open the floodgates for the launch of USD-backed stablecoins. Many of the banks, like Bank of America and more, have been talking about launching their own stablecoins. And as I've been telling you guys and breaking it down for you, this thing is not just about crypto and payments. This is about US treasuries, because those stablecoin issuers need to back their reserves with US treasuries. That helps the US dollar in the United States and what they're doing, right? Issuing debt and bonds and all that jazz, right? And they can continue to push the US dollar dominance. So they're not as dependent on these foreign countries like China, like Japan, who have been buying treasuries for a very long time, right? So if you know your geopolitics there, you understand the implications of this. And I touched a bit on it with my interview with Congressman French Hill, chairman of the House Financial Services Committee. So check it out. That interview was done last week. So again, we could see the stablecoin bill pass tomorrow morning. And of course, it's going to go straight to Trump's desk. You know, he's going to sign it, not only because he's pro crypto, but because of what this means for the US dollar. So we are seeing, folks, another Bretton Woods moment. I think this is another Bretton Woods moment. And if you know your history of how the United States dollar became the world reserve currency after World War II, you know, go read up on it. It's that type of moment again, especially as you have BRICS countries trying to get away from the dollar. But I think this is the big checkmate by the United States, and it's going to allow digital dollars via stablecoins to be pushed globally. And a lot of people still want the US dollar because it still has the world reserve currency status. So this is a win on many fronts. So don't miss the significance of this, and that history will look back at a moment like this of how money changed and how this new setup influences the future, especially as we're headed to a more digital economy and people are going to be using stable coins versus cash, right? And things like that. So it's incredible what's happening. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer one enterprise blockchains out there. They're working with many big brands and companies globally. I'm a VET token holder. I have been since 2018. I'm bullish on this project. Some of the key features of the VeChain blockchain includes it's secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. Some of the brands VeChain works with are PwC, Givenchy, BMW, Boston Consulting Group, and many more. They are also partnered with Dana White and the UFC, doing some really great things. Most recently, Dana White said in an interview he bought millions of dollars of the VET token. So once again, I'm bullish on this project. I've been a holder for many years, even before they became a sponsor. So in full transparency, and I expect them to do well this bull market. So if you'd like to learn more about VeChain, go to vchain.org. Link will be in the description. Now look at this bullish news, folks. Standard Chartered becomes the first global bank to offer institutional Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. All the banks, all the stock exchanges, all the credit card companies, all the payment service companies are going all in on crypto. They have to. This is the future. As I've said, they're going to launch products like this, crypto trading and custody. They're going to build their own stable coins. They're going to integrate stable coins if they don't want to build their own. And they're going to use different blockchain rails to build on. So whether they're improving their accounting services on the back, product management and manufacturing, whatever it is, they're going to integrate blockchain. I've said many times, blockchain will power the economy, markets, and the governments in the future. That's where we're headed. That's the direction the puck is going to. And that's why we're here taking our bets, because we're in the early stages. It's like investing in Google and Amazon and eBay in the 90s, right? As the internet industry was maturing and all these companies were growing and building their technology, that's where we're at. How early we're at. Eventually it's going to mature, and you're not going to have the same type of return. So this is why it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Now, Reuters reported on the news and gave some additional details and said Standard Chartered will allow institutional clients to trade Bitcoin and Ether through its UK branch, the bank said Tuesday, becoming what it said was the first global systematically important bank to offer such crypto services. And folks, as I always say, game theory will play out. They won't be the last. There's going to be many more following. No one wants to be left behind. No one wants to be last. It's incredible. Very, very incredible. And once crypto legislations pass here in the United States, watch all the major banks here, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're all going to jump in. And crypto is going to be a part of the fabric of the financial system. Now look at this news. The New York Stock Exchange Arca approves ProShares Ultra XRP ETF UXRP. So we continue to see demand for XRP. I've been sharing details from the CME and other futures markets around XRP, and I told you guys that's an indication of what's to come for the spot ETF. So this is very bullish if you hold XRP. And obviously there's Solana ETF in the race as well. So I think XRP and Solana are going to benefit significantly once their ETFs are passed. I think those two are at the top right now. So we're seeing a lot of demand for XRP. So this is pretty incredible stuff. This is cool. Bitwise Asset Management. I often have Matt Hogan from Bitwise on the podcast. And, they've been doing some great things with their ETF, showing proof of reserves that they actually have the assets that they hold for the ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, they said here today that they're introducing a third-party proof of reserves transparency for the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF BitB and the Bitwise Ethereum ETF ETHW, provided by the Network firm, which is a certified public accounting firm serving crypto companies. They said here that live now, you can check daily balance updates on each fund's website. I think we should pressure more of the ETF issuers and the crypto exchanges to do this. Show us your proof of reserves that you actually have the funds and you're not bullshitting and it's not paper coins, right? So if we want to redeem stuff, it's there. That's important. And it's a standard. I hope that the crypto market structure bill will push on everybody in the industry, because we have the blockchain and it should be very easy to do this, right? Because it's all on chain, as the saying goes. So shout out to the folks at Bitwise. This is what we want to see. Now, some more good news. So Polymarket, many of you know, after the election, they got hit by the DOJ. Shayne Copeland, the founder and CEO, he highlighted that, 8 months ago on election night, they were on top of the world after Polymarket called the election. And 8 days later, the FBI broke down his door at 6 a.m. trying to find anything against them. But the DOJ has ended their probe. So this is very good. Polymarket is blockchain powered, so it's considered part of the crypto market, even though it's not a crypto company per se. It's blockchain powered, and it's obviously a prediction market and where you can bet on anything. So this is really cool and great to see that crypto is not under attack unfairly. Now, if you're a bad actor doing bad things, then you need to be shut down. The law needs to come after you and shut you down. But if you're not doing anything wrong, they shouldn't be harassing you. And we know this was because of Elizabeth Warren and her cronies. A lot of people used to say it's Biden, but you can't say Biden was in cognitive decline and then all out launching an attack against crypto. It wasn't him. He gave Elizabeth Warren that seat, right, to oversee financial services. And of course, the Democrats were in control and she was weaponizing that. So her and Gensler, if you guys remember that, right? So great to see that this is coming to an end. Now, look at this news being reported by Eleanor Terrett. California Governor Gavin Newsom has announced the launch of the California Breakthrough Project with top leaders from Ripple, Coinbase, MoonPay, and more to advise and advance government efficiency and collaborations. The task force, which met for the first time on June 6th at Ripple's San Francisco headquarters, will also include leaders from Instacart, Anduril Industries, and others like angel investor Ron Conway. So it's incredible to see cryptos in the room, crypto companies. And it makes sense because we've been talking about blockchain will power the markets, the economies, and the governments. So at some point, the government's going to have to integrate blockchain. They're probably going to use stable coins and accept crypto for tax payments and much more. So this is a very good sign that crypto is becoming ubiquitous. It's everywhere now. You can't leave blockchain and crypto out of the conversation. You can't leave the companies out of the conversation because they're going to be creating jobs. They're going to be innovating. So once again, see where the puck is heading, folks. This is why I'm bullish. I'm not only looking to take profits out of this bull market, but also future bull markets. So exciting times, folks. Let me know what you think about all this news. I know the crypto legislation one in the House is crazy, but Trump said the Genius Act should pass tomorrow, so let's see what happens. And folks, you can support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. Link will be in the description. Check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you every aspect of crypto. Expand your knowledge. Knowledge is power. So go to My Crypto Course to learn more. All the links will be in the description. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.